Hey everyone, welcome to Balance 519. I'm your host, Sunny, as known as Little Dragon, and today is a special show where I get to interview Maxena. Maxena is Gary Aguto's daughter, and she's with us here today. Hi, Maxena.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad at all. It's great to have you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And so, before we get into these questions, you want to just tell us who you are and a little bit about yourself, real quick?
Yeah. So I'm Maxena Aguto. I'm Gary Aguto's daughter. I am 17. I am graduating this year from high school and I do Taekwondo. It's a big passion of mine. It's what I do. But yeah, I'm a regular teenage girl, but just that's my passion. So yeah.
Currently, you're training for the Junior Pan Am Games in Cali, Colombia. And
Yes.
I know you're on the long list, and the Canadian Olympic Committee will make the final call. But what was it like to get the call from Taekwondo Canada when they chose you to go ahead to the next stage?
Oh, getting the call, it was honestly, it was really overwhelming because with everything going on, like COVID and stuff, I'm not training as hard and, as much as I used to, not going to training camps all the time or tournaments. So, like, I'm not at my peak shape as I was before. So, hearing that I get this call to go to the Pan Am Games, which is huge, like the biggest thing I've ever done, but I'm like not in this in like the best shape that I was. It was overwhelming, thinking, oh gosh, am I going to be able to get back, train and get back into that shape that I was. So it was overwhelming, but it was awesome. It was exciting. It was crazy to think that they chose me, going into Taekwondo, you start off doing your thing and you talk about
Mhm.
going to these, the Pan Ams, worlds, everything. And then for it to actually start happening, you're like, oh my gosh, like we're starting to get to these higher places. So it was overwhelming, but it's an exciting thing and there's going to be a lot of work that has to come with it. But yeah, it was exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
So today we will be going back to find out who Maxina Aguto was prior to earning this potential spot on the Pan Am team. Um, Tell us about the years before Taekwondo. What was life like, and what do you remember?
So the years before Taekwondo, I was very much a girly girl. I would have my little Cinderella high heels on. I'd be wearing a boa, I had a purse. I was very much a girly girl and I was very shy. And with my dad, owning the gym and everything, so many people knew who I was. And people would come up to him and I would be so shy. I would like hide behind him and I was just a shy person, just a little kid, very girly. And then, yeah, once I started in Taekwondo, and the first day I went into Taekwondo, I was bawling my eyes out. And that was because I didn't like the way that the uniform fit me. I thought it was too big. So I was crying because of that. Anyway, and then no, I got there and I kicked the target and I heard that touch and I was just hooked and I loved it. And Taekwondo really it made me it it made me less shy. It made me I don't know, it just brought out this different person in me and I, kind of went away from that girly girl stuff and more into tomboy, athleticness and but yeah, it's good.
Did you do any extracurricular activities before Taekwondo?
Yes, so I was always in swimming. I love swimming, but I also did dance. Like I was a ballerina, a
Wow.
4-year old. But yeah, I was always in dance and swimming, and I think gymnastics as well. Just those kind of things. But I always kind of had them, but I never loved them that much to kind of stick with them. I would go and then I would leave and then maybe come back sometimes. But Taekwondo is the only sport that I stuck with and that I loved and I never left.
How did you start doing Taekwondo?
So my Lolo, he is like an eighth degree black belt in Taekwondo. And so he got my dad into it when he was at a young age. So my dad's been doing it for so many years, and he eventually opened up his own schools and stuff, and it eventually moved to the gym that he owns now. And there would always be classes, and he always wanted me to be this fighter. He always wanted his kid to be a Taekwondo fighter, you know. So he would bring me in and I would watch them, and I never really wanted to do it. I was like, not really interested. And then but yeah, he kind of kept pushing me, kind of just kept me around that, you know, that area and the type of people and stuff, and brought me into the classes just to see and feel it out. And then I had this friend in elementary school, and she wanted to start doing like either karate or taekwondo or something, and my dad was like, okay, you can start doing taekwondo and stuff, and we'll give you the classes for free if Maxina comes with you. And she was like, oh yeah, okay. And then I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll try it. So then I go with her, and that's when, you know, and then I loved it. It was a rough start, but no, I loved it. My first class, once I got into it, I loved it. And she lasted 2 weeks, and she was like kind of out of, but I mean, I am thankful to her that that's what kind of got me, you know, that was the first step, the kind of push, you know, to be in there with your friend. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What was the journey like at the beginning? The challenges you face now must be different than they were back then. What were the biggest
Yeah.
obstacles when you were just starting?
Okay, so just starting, I feel like the big obstacles were like just kind of going to tournaments, because at the start you don't have that experience. You don't have the experience of the stress and the pressure and everything that comes with it. So that can kind of get to you as well. And Taekwondo is very, 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 very mental. So if you're not mentally there, you're not going to perform well, you know? So you're just at, in the beginning it was the experience, you know, and other people, like especially in just starting like recreational black belt or even high performance, like these people have some of them have been in it for a long time, and me just starting out, like I was scared. I didn't know, I wasn't familiar with it. It was a new thing. And you know, just having to just sit there, and then like starting with the tournaments, you know, sitting there and waiting, you're on deck, you're watching these other people go, and there's all this pressure and these nerves that come with you, and then it's your time to go against this person that you've never really met before, that you don't know what's going to happen. So that was, I feel like that was definitely the struggle at the start, was just not having that experience and having to learn how to deal with everything that happens, you know, because you have to kind of calm yourself down and really just know that this is the same thing that you do at the club. You're just moving it to a different place. So your game and your skills shouldn't be changed because there's a crowd, now there's a referee, and it's a person you don't know. Like you're still doing what you know how to do. It's just kind of in a different area. So having to learn to be able to cope with everything, you know, and be able to still perform at my best was definitely something in the beginning that was challenging for me. Yeah.
I think you mentioned you're 17 years old now.
Yes,
Um,
17. Turning 18 in October.
wow.
It's crazy to think about. Yeah.
What rank are you in Taekwondo?
I am a third degree black belt. So, yeah, third degree, next is fourth, and fourth is when you become a master, which is exciting. Stressful, you know, to pressure and nerve-wracking, but no, that's exciting. But yeah, third degree black belt right now.
Very impressive. Uh,
Thank you, thank you.
in Taekwondo competition, what's the difference between recreational Taekwondo and high performance Taekwondo?
Okay, so recreational is there's no headshots. It's strictly just, you know, the chest protectors.
Okay.
So the game is very different, and I feel there's not, when you go to high performance, there's so many different things, strategies, skills that come with it, because you're opened up to so many different ideas and things that you can do. But in recreational, it's strictly just, you know, to the chest protector. So it's a lot of, there's a lot of back leg, a lot of, you know, roundhouse kicks are like the most kind of thrown kick in recreational, because it's the one that mostly scores to the body. But then when you go to high performance, you have this whole new area. And so there's a lot of cutting in it, because when you cut, then you can open up to getting into the face shots and everything. So, and there's just so many more ideas that come with it. So, sorry, you might have to cut this part out. Mom's passing by.
Sorry.
It's okay.
All good.
Okay. But yeah, there's so many different things that come with high performance, and different strategies and stuff that you develop. And it's also because you can win by knockout now. So there's more to think about. It's a little bit, it's definitely a few steps up from recreational, just because there's so many other things that you can do. And high performance is that's where you go for like Olympics, worlds and stuff. That's high performance. So yeah, it's just, I feel like it's very like recreational. Great. That's how I started out. That's how everybody starts out. And then you go to high performance. That's like the new level. That's where all the big dogs are. So yeah.
Sounds
That's
dangerous.
it. Yes, can be, but you learn how to protect yourself.
Since
Yeah.
you started competing in high performance taekwondo, what are your notable wins and awards?
I would say, so at the 2019 nationals, even though I got the silver, and I obviously wanted to get the gold, but I got silver, and I feel like that was one of my most kind of notable things, was because in the tournaments leading up to that nationals, I was going through a huge, huge, huge mental block. I really had a hard time believing in myself, and I would just kind of beat myself up before the fight even started. And as I said, Taekwondo is very much a mental game. So when you're not mentally there and you don't believe in your own capabilities and what you can do, it kind of, you just don't perform at your best, and it's just not, you don't get a good outcome. And then every time you go to the next tournament, you worry if that same thing's going to happen again. So the tournaments leading up, it was a very, very hard mental block for myself. And uh it went through a lot of losses, a lot of just hard, it was very hard mentally for me. And then we talked about it, my dad, my mom and I, we talked about it, and just everything with how to fix it, and how I need to, kind of understand what I am capable of and stuff, and to believe in myself and have confidence in myself. And so when we went to nationals, there was a lot of different things, like I watched so many more motivational things. I read this book called Mind Gym. I was really trying to fix what was going on in my head in order to perform at my best. And nationals, I was like, and I'm a very religious person as well, so I was like, I know that that's just the devil trying to knock me down and say that I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to listen to God, because God blessed me with these amazing gifts, and I know that I can do this. So at nationals, I kind of just shut out those bad thoughts, and I just believed in myself, watched motivational things over and over again. And I was like, no, I can do this. And it was, when I started fighting, it was this whole new kind of person mindset that was happening for me. And it was so amazing to just believe in myself, and I performed really, really well then. So I think that's really a notable win for me. Even though I didn't get the gold, it was a very big step and accomplishment for myself, because I went through that hard time. And another one I would say is, I think when I started to go to the States to compete, and in Michigan, because that's when I was really going to training camps all the time, tournaments all the time. We would like wake up at like 5:30 in the morning just to drive to Michigan and come back. And when I was doing well there and winning well there, and I won the Michigan State Championship, it was just really showing me how, it showed me how good I was and what I am capable of. I can go to different places and still, be successful and stuff. So yeah, those are some pretty big ones for me.
What was the title of the awards in the United States?
So it was the Michigan State Championship. So that was the gold that I got. That was the last tournament before COVID. It was literally I
Okay.
fought that day and the next day Michigan was shut down. So I was so lucky to be able to do that. But yeah, Michigan State Championship and then the other ones, it was just I think it was just a regular tournament. It wasn't like a big kind of named award or anything like that. But yeah.
Okay. You've
Yeah.
won other gold awards.
Yeah, so I've won the Ontario's, like the provincials. I won the 3 years that I competed. I've won all 3 of them. And then, yeah, just at other tournaments and stuff, I've gotten golds. And then in Canada Opens, at the Canada Opens that I've been to, one I didn't place, and the other 2 I got bronze. And the nationals, my first year doing nationals, I got bronze. Second year of doing nationals, I got silver. Yeah, at each
Well
one.
done.
Thank you.
You were also chosen by Team Ontario to go to Korea for a training camp. What was that
Yes.
experience like?
It was so going to Korea, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was so 2019, once in a lifetime opportunity. Truly now because of COVID, you can't travel anywhere.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I knew that I've never really been away from my family and stuff for that long period of time and that far away. I mean, total opposite side of the country, I mean, of the world, sorry. Um, but yeah, so going there, I was very anxious and nervous because I wasn't going there with anybody that I was really close with. Like, yeah, I knew people, but I was kind of just acquainted with them. I wasn't really friends. And people that were going, they kind of had people that they knew and stuff. They had their coaches or they had teammates that were going with them, but I kind of felt alone. Right. And I knew some people, but I wasn't close with anybody. So it was hard for me. But uh yeah, dropping me off at the airport, it was very it had a very big impact on me emotionally being away from my home, my comfort zone, my parents, my family, my friends. So leaving the airport, had some tears in my eyes when I had to say bye to my mom, but I had to kind of compose myself, um, and just know that this is a great opportunity for me. But yeah, in Korea, every we did everything as a team. So we all had our rooms in our hotels and we all had roommates. So I had 2 girls, Leia and Taya. They were my roommates and they are amazing girls. We got so close during that trip and they're just one of the nicest people, some of the nicest girls out there. But yeah, it was awesome because they were the ones out of all of them that I was kind of the most close with. So it was nice to be able to room with them. So yeah, I had some made some great memories with them, but every day was kind of like you woke up early. I don't know what time it was. Maybe we woke up at like 7 o'clock, and then we had to all be ready and down at the lobby at like 7:45. Then we would all have to walk to kind of like the metro kind of place, like the subway station, and take that to whatever place we're going to, whether it was the university or the high school or the middle school. We took that to where we needed to go. Then we would walk to the building. It was a lot of walking, we were in that subway probably every day that we were there. That was the way that we transported around Korea. But yeah, so you would wake up, you would go there and you would train for like 2 hours or so. And then you would have lunch and you'd go back and train for another 2 hours. So it was like 2 training sessions a day. And you would get uh, some days off here and there, and we would go sightseeing or stuff like that. But it was a lot of training. I wasn't used to doing that much and to be in Korea, like the heart of Taekwondo, and they're so good there. It's crazy. It was crazy to see how they train and how serious it is, and they have it in their like Taekwondo is like in their curriculum for school. Like, for
Wow.
us, like we have the different sports that we do and stuff. Like we have the different sports we do in gym class, but like Taekwondo is their main one. Like people in middle school, like they're like everybody there knows how to do Taekwondo. So that's like their main thing. So to go there and just be training with them, it was crazy and really cool, but also very nerve-wracking at the same time because you go to this very high level place and you have to hang with them and be able to withstand all the training and everything. But it was a great experience. It was hard for me mentally. I got very, very homesick, but it was in the end, it was very much worth it. And my game, like my Taekwondo game grew so much because of that trip.
How
Yeah.
many hours a day were you training for?
So total, I think it was 4 hours a day, I think,
You,
because you have two break and then two more. Yeah. Or sometimes, I don't know if sometimes I make it go a little bit longer, but yeah, that was usually how it went. You kind of trained, took a break, and then you trained again.
what was it like having your father as your master and coach? And what obstacles do you face as a father-daughter duo?
So, my dad and I, uh, it's there's there's a lot of great parts, and then there are some hardships that come with it too. Having my dad as my trainer, I don't mind it having him as my trainer and stuff, like him, you know, going to class and him being the one teaching me. I didn't mind that. I didn't think that was like a big thing, like an obstacle. The thing that was hard was when he had to be my coach in some scenarios because it's hard when you're fighting and in that big it's the pressure, it's that big moment, and having a father daughter it's kind of hard because sometimes what happens in the fight is taken home too much and you kind of want that separation. When I'm fighting, I kind of want my dad to just be my dad. I don't need him to be my coach and stuff. So, but training wise, I love having him there with me and just I kind of like him and I can just train any day if I need it. Him and I can talk about things any day. We can watch stuff together. We can train together. He knows my game and who I am inside and out. So he knows exactly what I need. I live with this guy, so he knows the training that I need. He knows what my nutrition is like. He knows everything, which is I'm very blessed to have him, and to have him understand like what's best for my training and stuff like that. And he's so amazing. But yeah, the obstacles would be that when he would have to coach me, sometimes it was just too much with the father daughter relationship when he was in my corner at a tournament. It was just a little bit too much. I just wanted him to be on the sideline supporting me as a dad. If it didn't go well, it's okay, hug it out. It's all good. But when you're the coach, then you got to talk about it and you got to figure out what went wrong. But I just kind of wanted him as my dad in those scenarios.
I saw you roll your eyes when you said that. You need him to be your dad.
Yes. I want him to be my dad. And
But he does.
yeah, at the tournaments. Training,
Okay.
he can be my coach, but at the tournaments, I like the separation.
Who's master man?
Oh, Master TJ, man, he is amazing. So, when we were training with the Extreme Taekwondo, it was kind of like a sister club that we had going on. He was one of the masters there. And so we would train, we have training camps with their team and our team, and we kind of created this kind of big team together. And so when I started getting into high performance more, and my dad was coaching me, and just we didn't get the outcomes that we wanted. So we tried TJ coaching me. And once he coached me, things just started to take off. it was so nice to have this person that it was just really nice to have this other person in my corner that knew what I needed at the tournaments, knew what I needed when I needed to warm up, and just to have was a very calm kind of person. He calmed my nerves. He really was a big part in me succeeding. I think having that other person to be in my corner at tournaments was very very beneficial for me. Once he was in my corner, I got my first high performance win. And then we went on to doing stuff in the Canadian Opens and international fights and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really nice to have him there. So TJ Master Man is my coach at tournaments. That's
He
who he
sounds like he's had a big influence on your development.
Yes. Yeah, he has. Very lucky to have him.
Okay, so there must be a lot of pressure being a high level athlete, but it must be more pressure being in the position you're in with the club on your shoulders. Walk us through what that responsibility feels like and how you manage it.
Yes. Being a high level athlete, there are many things that you have to, kind of balance. You have school, you have family, you have friends, and then you have this high level thing that is like your life, your work, what you do, you know? So being able to balance everything, like training with schoolwork, with still spending time with people and still having fun, it's hard to balance that. And then when you have the weight of the club on your shoulders too, because my dad owns it, right? So it's like a family business. So when there's not a lot of kids or the club isn't doing too well, then that's on me too. Because I'm the one teaching, I'm the one that needs to get kids into the club. I'm the one, I have help and stuff, of course, but I feel that pressure that I need to be there and getting more people to come in. And if things don't work out, that's uh it's hard for me because that's the family business, that's the income, that's what I love to do. And I I want to have that club forever. It's such an amazing place, and I love teaching the kids, and I love the community there. So I never want that to go away. But yeah, it can be difficult at sometimes, but trust in the process, trust in God's plan, and everything's gonna be okay.
You
Yeah.
mentioned that you teach kids classes.
Yes.
How do you find teaching kids what you're so passionate about?
Oh, I love it. I absolutely, I love it so much. So I teach little kids. So ages like 4 to, we'll say 10. 4 to 10 is usually kind of what I teach. And teaching them what I'm so passionate about and it's seeing them start to be passionate about it is so amazing for me. Seeing them working towards trying to perfect a kick or learn this or push themselves to do this, I love it, and I'm so into it, and I, I want to just help them achieve everything that they want to achieve. But yeah, I love it. When you're teaching a kid something that you're so passionate about and seeing them being passionate about it too is such a good feeling. It's very rewarding to see them love something that I love so much, and me being able to help them have a place where they can just learn about something that they love as well and just develop these skills is it's awesome. I love it.
It
Yeah.
sounds like they love you and look up to you as a role model.
That is a big, 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 big thing for me. When people tell me that, oh, my daughter or my son looks up to you or something like that, or you're a great role model, that means so much to me. I feel so good when I'm able to be a role model for somebody or inspire somebody to do what they love or to, just work hard. There's this one quote that I love. I don't know it word by word, word for word, but it's like I want to inspire people. I want someone to look at me and say, because of you, I didn't give up. I love it. I love it.
That must motivate you to keep doing what you do.
Of course, yes, it motivates me to keep doing it. If for some reason I'm kind of feeling down or just don't feel like doing it, then I'm like, no, I gotta keep doing it for these people too, you know? It's not just me. Do it for the people that I love, do it for these kids that want to learn, you know? Yeah, yeah, do it for
Being a
them.
champion is not an easy task. What mental
Yeah.
skills have you developed in order to handle the lifestyle that champions must follow?
So it can get very, very stressful and overwhelming at times. So to just be able to have kind of time that you can just relax and kind of be like to kind of escape from everything that's going on, you know, and to still set time to do things like hang out with the people that you love and just have time away from all the stress and everything is important, and just kind of learning to believe in yourself and just trust in the process, I think is very important, and to have the support. I'm very lucky. I have so much support with my family and my friends to help me through that. But yeah, and for me, my my relationship with God, like knowing that He's always got my back and that everything you just gotta trust in His plan for me, you know?
Besides your coach, your mastermind, and your dad and God, who are idols that you follow, that you look up to?
Oh, I would say Taekwondo wise, Bianca Waltkin. I hope I'm saying her last name right. But yeah, Bianca, she's on the Great Britain team, and she is crazy good. She's really inspiring too. Um she's like in the category and the area that I kind of want to go to, you know. She's in like the same weight category as me. She's doing all the good things. She's winning, she's got wins on wins on wins, and she's really inspiring. I remember there was um I would before tournaments, I would watch this one video that they made of her. It was like they did like a pre-competition, then competition day following Bianca. So just seeing her pre-competition rituals, like I have my own, she has her own, you know, and then seeing how she deals with the day and what she goes through and stuff, because I can relate. I can relate to all the stress and everything that she goes through, and to just see that and see her how she deals with it and what she does, it was just she's really inspiring to me too, and she's just a powerhouse and a really good person, and yeah, very successful in taekwondo. Yeah.
One more question. What is
Yes.
Elite Fighting Academy to you?
Elite Fighting Academy is a family. Elite Fighting Academy is a family and an escape, I feel. When I go to train at Elite, I all the stress from school, from everything going on in my life, I feel like I can just escape. It's such a great and loving and welcoming community there. I feel like I can just escape and do what I love and be with my friends and just focus on this one thing for the hour, 2 hours that I have, and just everything else that's stressing me out just goes away. And I don't need to think about it. I can just focus on this, what I love to do, and with my teammates and everything. And we truly are like a family. We before COVID, we would have pool parties, and at tournaments we go out to dinners together. We when somebody's fighting, everybody on your team's around the ring. Like you really at elite, everybody's bringing everybody up. You to succeed, everybody needs to succeed as well, you know. And everybody there wants to see everyone succeed. So yeah, you just it's really a family there. Like I feel like I could go to anybody there and they with a problem, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, for sure, I'll help you." We have everybody on text, if somebody needs something, we're there. If somebody's going through a hard time, we're texting them, we're checking in on them, we're making sure that they're okay. Like it's a family. Nobody's trying to be like, oh, I'm the best and I want to be the best one. I can help you. No, you want to be like, I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to help you as much as I can. And that's for everybody. Everybody's trying to help everybody in there and make each other the best that you can be. It's really a tight family in there. And we love getting new people. We love giving them a place where they can just feel welcome and have these new friends and learn this amazing sport and just be able to create these new relationships with people and just be able to be in a place where it's a safe and welcoming and just loving place to go to. I remember when I think it was beginning of grade 11. Grade 11 was a big step for me from grade 10. Classes got a lot harder and there would be a lot of stress with school. But whenever I would go to Taekwondo, it was my time to just like relax and escape from all that and just have my hour to 2 hours to just be me, to not have to worry about anything, to do what I love and just be in that great environment. I think it's really a family and it's an escape from the stress, I feel like. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. I gotta say, I'm a fan of Maxena Aguto, and I love following the updates that are posted on YouTube and Facebook. I think it's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else you want to add? Feel free.
I just would say that anybody who wants to do something, who has a passion to do something, do it. Go for it. If it's what makes you happy, if it's what you love, do it. Do everything that you can to do what you love. And just, if you put your mind to it, you can get it done. You can be the best swimmer you want to be. You can be the best person and the line of work that you do. You can just be the best person, the best version of yourself overall. If you want to do something and if you set your mind to it, you can do it. And I think that if it makes you happy and it's what you're passionate about, go for it. You got it. You know?
That is
Yeah.
great advice from Maxina
Thank you.
Aguto. Thanks for being on the show.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thanks everyone for watching. That's the show. Like, share, and subscribe so we can give you the updates as soon as they come up.